Hi, I'm your Mountain Division Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and my name is Wendy McKenna, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the residents who should be on your Safely Somewhere board. In essence, I think everybody's pretty good at putting your hot leads on the Safely Somewhere board, those residents that you've indicated on YGL that you're going to move in the next 30 days by designating them as a hot lead. We also expect you to have your whiteboard leads. Those are the residents that maybe are having a little bit more of a difficult time getting ready. They're the people that you're doing a little bit more of the legacy visits with them, building trust with them. They're going to take a little bit longer in the process before they make their decision to move in. You should also have your hospitalized residents on the Safely Somewhere board. Let's not let them fall through the cracks. They have family. We need to treat them the same way we do as a hot prospect. And I would like you to start putting your RESPA residents, or let's just say leave them on the Safely Somewhere board until they've converted to a permanent move-in. So let's just review who should be on your Safely Somewhere board and what you should be doing with these people. How often should you be seeing them? So, pretty typical. Any potential, somebody that you're working on, somebody that you've designated as a hot lead. This person, the initial inquiry started on the 1st. You will probably have a hot lead moved in within the first 2 weeks of working with them. On an average, for our hot leads, we in the Mountain Division move people in the first 30 days. That's the majority of our move-ins, are people that will move in within 30 days of initial inquiry. So I know that you all are doing this. Your hot leads are on the board. You've got their name. This side of the board is information. You have the compelling story, where you have boiled down all the information from the connection form and all those conversations. But so you've boiled that all down to what's compelling you, what's got you worried for this resident, what's got the resident's family worried, what a part of this story compels you to action where you just can't leave the person alone. So, you're boiling that down to loneliness, taking medications incorrectly for this particular fellow. And this side of the board is all about action. It's about the date and the time when things are going to be done. Several touches, as you can see. It's not a linear thing. For somebody who's a hot lead, there should be something happening for the potential resident, for the family members, many touches. And in order to reach the standard of 3 touches in 7 days, you're going to need to plan. You're really going to need to plan ahead, and you're going to need to do your work to make sure that you're getting to those 3 touches. And of course, the specific action with the specific royal treatment woven in, and then who's responsible. And a lot of times you're going to see 2 names more than one. Deb's name's up here a lot. She's our RCD. She's going to do an evaluation as quickly as she can, so this family knows that they are accepted, that we have a plan of care, and they know how much their level of care is going to cost, so they actually know how much money they have left for the real estate part of the deal. So that's the hot lead. Now let's talk about your current respites. We don't consider the respite situation finished until somebody converts to a permanent status. So you're going to leave this couple up on the board. Yes, their initial inquiry started on the 9/15. They've already moved in. They're a respite. They live in apartment 113. You still have the compelling story because it will still exist. It is still going to happen if they don't find a solution here at our place. And it's our job to build value while they're here. And we build value by working with the family, working with the resident, talking often, talking every day. We just don't expect somebody to just miraculously convert to a permanent status without our doing our work. So as you can see, there is something scheduled, 2 things happening one day, 1 thing happening the next. Home visits continue with respites. Even though they live in our place, the home visit happens. You're getting to know these people really well. Bring some sugar-free mochas, and there needs to be an objective for that home visit. We're going to work through the barrier. They have a house to sell. We're going to continue to work through that while they're living with us. We don't expect them to figure that out by themselves. We're going to meet with them every day. There's some objective to connect them with elder life, and that home visit's being done by the executive director. In a real smart situation, in somebody that's operating effectively, with the respite that already lives in the community, you're probably not going to engage your CRD as much because the CRD needs to be out getting more business. So this is probably going to lie more in the hands of the rest of the department head teams led by the ED. So there's your example, when we're going to have a family meeting, there's a family meeting, and you guys don't forget to use a conference call, that your phones can do conference call. If you have family members that are not in town, conference them in for the meeting. Let's make sure that we don't forget that. And there's the royal treatment out there in another color so that when these people come in, there's bulbs for the one daughter to plant, a sleeve of golf balls for the son-in-law. Don't forget royal treatment at meetings. So let's go talk about the whiteboard lead. There's a designation and you've got leads for whiteboard. And whiteboard is that potential resident that just doesn't seem to be ready yet. In this particular example, the children want Denise to live here. We have a deposit. We know that our plan right now is all about legacy building and building trust with Denise. She says she's on our whiteboard. She designated and you've got leads as a whiteboard lead. So we're going to see her often. So you come look over here at the action. There's all kinds of visiting going on with some objectives on a visit. It's important for people to understand when they go to visit and they're doing a legacy visit and building trust, that's different than another visit where we're increasing their knowledge of assisted living. So you'll see there's a blend of both. The legacy visit here, going to bring some yarn, have some more conversation, get to know her better. Planning to visit, and this time and bring her to the casino outing. We're going to invite her, and we're going to bring her royal treatment. We know enough about her, a Louis Armstrong CD. We don't know who's going to do that yet, but we know that's our plan. Then we're kind of planning another visit, some more legacy visiting, but while we're there, the objective is to kind of work through some of the home for the holidays and bring a coupon so that she could see if she wanted to come and stay just for the holidays, that she could take advantage of our $500 off coupon. So that's some planning for somebody who's a whiteboard lead. But remember, when you've decided that you're going to have somebody on your board as a whiteboard lead, it's like adopting them. They're not ready yet, but you've made a commitment that you're going to see them often. They're like family. So you're not going to have 15 whiteboard leads up on this board. You're going to pick carefully, but remember our Mountain Division mantra is they have to earn their way off the board. We've committed ourselves to them, and that means we're going to see them often. And evidence is that you see the planning on the board, and it matches you've got leads, and it's on the calendars, and it's getting done. One other person that you need to put up on your Safely Somewhere board is your own resident. So this is an example of a hospitalized resident. Paige Mortensen went into the hospital on 10/13. She's in Prov. It's important for people to see quickly. She's in Providence Hospital. But let's remember, she's got a family. And if we live by our brand promise, our family's committed to yours, we're going to take care of her family while their mother is hospitalized. So as you'll see over here on the action side of the Safely Somewhere board, we've got visits scheduled for Paige, and we've included royal treatment. This time it's a card from the residents, from her people who love her dearly. And we also know that there's an objective on that visit to connect with a social worker, to not only work on behalf of Paige, but to ask, is there anybody else that we need to do an assessment or an evaluation while we're at the hospital? You'll also see that there are things scheduled for us to love and take care of her family. On 10/14, dinner will be delivered to Doreen and Sam. They're stressed out. We're a family. Let's make sure they're eating too. Let them know that we're just as worried and just as concerned about their family member. Maybe not just as much, because they are family, but this resident is our family. We don't want to lose the resident. We don't want them to navigate their way through the hospital into skilled nursing and on to somewhere else and not make it home with us. And that's also a wonderful opportunity for us to connect with a social worker who is one of our primary referral sources. So, just in a review of who's supposed to be on your Safely Somewhere board, you should have a mixture of hot leads. You should have whiteboard leads. You should have your own residents that are out of the community for some reason, and we're going to keep visiting them. And also respite residents who have not converted to permanent placement. So that's just a review of who should be on your board. I want to thank you again for joining me just for a minute of a review. The Safely Somewhere Board is one of those sales absolutes. I'm committed to your success. You are a part of my family, and as in our family is committed to yours, this is just one more message for you that I bring to you on behalf of the whole division.